back to the CrayFish YouTube channel, and today's video we're going over the brand new major update that just came out today, which is September 19th, and we're going over the update is called the Sons of Attila, and this mainly focuses on the Hungarian subtree that gets added into the Italian main tree, and those vehicles are the Casabo, which is right here, the Turan 2, the Turan 1, the Zirini 2, the Turan 3, which I'm really excited about, the ZSU 57-2, because why not, the Shilka, the 2S1, the BTR 88, the T72 M1, the Leopard 2A4, and the KF41, which is right here, is basically the Hungarian version or some slight modification of the Puma. And for the United States, you get the Chaparral, which is a brand new high tier SB, I think like 10.3. Germany gets a brand new Leopard 2, which is a Leopard 2 PSO with like a dozer blade. The USSR gets a TO55, which is a T55, but it's premium. And the 2S1, which we mentioned earlier. The Great Britain gets the Bishma, which is a T72, but it's Indian, if I'm not mistaken. The Japanese get the TKXP, which means prototype. And I think that's another top tier. The Chinese get the MBT 2000 and the M41A3, which is the only M41A3 in the game, and it's a premium variant that sits at the 5.0 tree. We already gone over the Italians. For the French, they get the Leclerc, Azur, and the AMX 10M, which is a prototype vehicle. And for the Swedish, we get the Vidar. I'm stoked about that. That's way too expensive for me. And the Povkov 4, which you should be seeing Thursday if I get everything. And then for the Israelis, they finally get a brand new SPA. It's the same one as the US was the IMP Chaparral. And for the ships, planes, we go up here. The United States get the F-16 Block 50, which is pictured right here. The Germans get the HE-115C1, which I think is a biplane, seaplane, whatever it is. The USSR gets the MiG-29 SMT, which is right here. The British get the Sea Harrier FRS-1, the Sea Harrier, and the cockpit, then just some other ones, Spitfire Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 5 cockpits were updated. And for the Italians, they get the AV-8B+, who plays Italian Air, to be honest. The French get the Super A-10 Dard, and then the Lawyer 130, which is a ship-based aircraft. The Swedish gets the A-32 Rode Adam. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, which is a premium plane. And then the T2, and then the Israelis get the F-16 Block 40 Barack 2, like Barack Obama, or they forgot to put the comma there. Yeah, that doesn't matter. And then we go down past our tanks to the helicopters, which I don't play that much. And for the Americas, they get the OH-58D, which is pictured right here. The Germany gets the Mi-8TB, which is right here, that TV. The USSR get the Mi-8TV, which is right here. The Chinese also get the OH-58D, and the Italians get the Mi-24AV, the Mi-24D, and the Mi-24P. For Navy, I don't play Navy in the very slightest, but the United States gets the USS Arkansas, which is a tour pack, and the USS Texas, which is right here. And the Germany get the SMS Nassau and the Drac. And the USSR gets the Marat, which is this one right here. And the Germans get the PT-808 and the IJM Momi that's a new reserve tier ship. And much of other stuff this is a lot of stuff I'm not going to go over. A bunch of stuff gets updated, new rounds, everything. And this is one of the bigger updates we have had in a while. And then 2 new maps got added. And I'm going to try to get down here. This is way too much to get into, but let's go over to tanks and planes in a more detailed view. One thing I also did not mention while recording that intro piece, look at what they've done to the tree. They take out all of these, they move the M4105 over here. Like, what have you done? I think it was their attempt to fold more vehicles. Like, three. You have the M4A, like 3 Shermans in one folder, and also the new little picture up there. And then there's 3 Shermans here, the M4A176W, and then the M4A2 and the M4A3 76Ws are right here. And they move the M18 over to there. For some reason, they should add another tank, move the M18 down here, like a mid-tier, light tank for the Americans. And yeah, Otherwise, that's besides the point. Let's get down to the IMP Chaparral for the Americans. This is their new 9.3 SPAA, and it looks funny because I think it's facing backwards. What? It comes with the MIM 72A with penetration. It's a SAM, and then the MIM 72C, which is the one you unlock, and then X-ray. Where's the? This is because you have 4 crew right here, and then they have the gunner right here. This is a very interesting loadout. I'm not gonna go over the Israeli ones. It's literally the exact same thing. Like, what is this thing? Like, okay. And then now let's move over to the Germans, and they get their brand new Leopard 2 PSO, which I think is just a Leopard 2 with a dozer blade that you have to unlock, because why not? This I think is a more heavy duty one. It actually comes with a 12.7, like an actual 50 cal instead of a MG42. Wow, they're doing something. That dozer blade, where is it? Or can you just put it on off stock? Okay, it's a rank 2 modification where you get a DM33 with 481 millimeters of penetration as a rank 1 modification. And then that's it. For the Russians, we have here the 2S1, which I'm planning on grinding after I'm done recording. Let's get a nice preview of this one. It's a very interesting. I think they took the PT-76 base and then put another turret, some sort of turret on it, and it is a 122 millimeter howitzer that shoots HE. And then I think they also shoot a proxy shell, if I'm not mistaken. And you can get heat FS too, because why not? You get the 122 millimeter 3OF24. You got good old heat FS with 400 millimeters of penetration. They have your proxy shell, which is a different looking effect, as you see, with 51 millimeters of penetration. And then the top tier AG shell, which is the 122 millimeter 3OF56. And yeah, that's for the 2S1. There's no other new tanks for Russia. I know I'm very confused too. Oh, there is this, the TO55, which is a it's just a basic old T55. It just has a flamethrower, which is right here, the incendiary mixture. So it's nothing new for 8,300 Golden Eagles, which is nuts in my opinion. Now for the British, did they get anything? That's not this tank right here. The Bishma? Whatever that is. It's in Indian. It's an Indian T-72 that looks kind of cool with a little dozer blade in front. It looks like it wants to brutally murder you just for looking at you funny. It comes, of course, with base Russian. So this tank could be a little cool with 550 millimeters of pen on stock. Damn. And you can get an unlockable ATGM, the 9M119M1, with 850 millimeters of penetration. This is a barrel fire in ATGM, and I think you can control that with a normal controller. I don't know. And now for the Japanese, as I mentioned earlier, we get the TKX prototype, which it gets JM33 for its top round, I think, instead of D, with 481 millimeters of penetration. I think this is also, you can get a it's the 4-second autoloader? Yes. A 4-second autoloader. That's just still insane to me. Like, wow. No other country can do that. And for the Chinese, they have the M41A3 for 2,980 Golden Eagles. This is the only A3 variant in the game. It has a little camo net on the gun and then the back of the turret for some reason. And one thing, this is different. It does not get heat FS or does not get APDS. It only gets solid shot with 177 millimeters of penetration, which is, it's a choice. It's a choice for 5.0. And then that's all, right? That all really. No, they have the MB2 2000 at battle rating 10.0, which let me get a preview of this, which I don't know what it is. It is, I think, another T72, but a Chinese twist on it, I guess. 125mm gun with a 7-second autoloader. And now let's get to what this update is mainly about: the Hungarian subtree within the Italian main tree. And let's get to the Casaba, which is a tank I'll be if I get this done, it'll be tomorrow's video, a 20mm gun. And let's see for penetration. Oh, it's not an auto gun. Oh my, 34mm penetration. Oh boy. It's time for me to suffer. That's besides the point. The Cassava, I don't think it's gonna be that good. I'm just trying to get it done for a video. The Terran 1, which I'll research, but I'm not really gonna play it. 40mm gun. The Zirini 2, which I'm not gonna play. This vehicle right here, the Terran 3, looks good and it has like as most unlockable shell with like 145mm of penetration on stock. Yeah, 145mm of penetration, so you're not solid shot baloney off rip. And then their Hungarian version of the 2S1, the ZSU 57-2, the BTR-80A, these are mainly Russian vehicles because of the Cold War, the Shilka, and the T-72M1, the Leopard 2A4, and then the other main unique Hungarian vehicle, it's the KF-41, which looks kind of cool. It spikes up here, a 30mm main autocannon that's impressive armament. And you can get an unlockable APFSDS round. The PMC 287 comes with, I think, around 100mm of penetration. 121, wow. And then you get APDS right off rip with 87mm of penetration. So you're not completely struggling off rip, but you are at 10.7, which could be something bad. And for the French, we have the AMX-10M, which, by my understanding, aka Reddit, this was a prototype vehicle of the AMX-10, which kind of looks like a late World War I tank, and it has the 142mm big gun, and then the a 20mm on top of it. It's for its round ATGM carrier, cause why not? Or you can use HE with 36mm of penetration, high explosive fragmentation shell. But I think everyone just used the ATGM with 700mm of penetration. And then they get a brand new top tier MBT, which is the Leclerc Azer. I don't know what that stands for. It's just a Leclerc with a 6-second autoloader. I think new shell? No, it doesn't look like a new shell. The OFL 120F1, 575mm of penetration. And now for these Swedes. I'm already researching the Povkov 4. And that sits at battle rating 3.7 for a medium tank. It breaks up from going to Stir 42EH at 2.7 to the DTF 5.0. And for shells, it comes with a first solid shot with a 57mm. Then you can unlock that shell with 88mm of penetration for with HE filler. And then at your top modification, 179mm of penetration. Damn, that could be broken. Hopefully I can get that when I'm recording for APTS, which should be very, very good. And then nothing else new besides the Vidar. This is a HE vehicle for the Swedes, of course. I think it's like a 7.8 second reload. The second longest gun in the game by my understanding, or it is the longest gun in the game to the Object 120. This thing looks to be very good. It's Norwegian too, a powerful HE, but probably used 155mm with 61mm of penetration, and then your proxy shell for shooting down planes with also 61mm of penetration. And that's really it for the Swedes. Not really much of a big tank update, just a bunch of settings and other things updated. And for the Israelis, we only have one new vehicle with we've already gone through the IMP Chaparral. I'm not going over that again, but that's really your brand new tanks for this update. And I'm probably not going to cover a plane, so if you guys like this type of video, hit the like button, consider hitting the subscribe button we're trying to hit 200 by the end of this year. And I'll see you guys in the next one.